this team might be looking like an alternative grasshole team, and guess what? It is! So today, trainers, we're diving into the remix of Great League with a lot of action by Stakataka, which is an ultra beast up in front and at the back double grass with Jump Bluff and Shadow Victory Bell. Shadow Victory Bell, you already know how toxic that Pokemon can be, but we also got Stakataka, which is a pretty nice alternative option for you to use with Rock Throw and has access to Bulldoze, which can get you to some really nice nukes, especially up against other steel types and your opponents might actually not expect it. Also on the plus side, Jump Bluff is gonna be able to draw out something that our Victory Bell is gonna be afraid of, or get some shields out of play like it does over here, and now we can easily manipulate our opponents because we know that they have the Swampert coming into the game. Not only that, but also Empoleon emerges and now we can easily farm down. They know that and they back out. Into the next game now, trainers, with a Ferrothorn up in front. Before we had Swampert, so you might be wondering, Ganeto, nothing can be worse than that, right? But yes, again, because Ferrothorn is absolutely terrible. Now we will try to catch on our Jump Bluff, and I knew they were gonna throw at this point because I was trying to apply a test on them. I want to see first, and that's why I stayed into the battle with Stakataka. I wanted to see when they're gonna throw their first charge attack. They did it when they got on that fourth bullet seed, so I could only imagine that when they get to another power whip they're gonna throw it right immediately. So we managed to catch with that weird thinking, and in the process now we're having a Gudra on the switch. So even if that is gonna be a Thunder Punch, we can survive even though they get to the Aqua Tail, but it is what it is, and now with the RLAs we managed to drop them very low. At this point I'm feeling very comfortable because we can easily farm down with Stakataka, get out of here with a lot of energy, and gonna throw now our Bulldoze on that Ferrothorn. A little bit of extra pressure as we're trying to catch a move on Victory Bell, not on the first try though, which was something I was not expecting here, and now we'll try to go for another Bulldoze, and if we can get the shield out of play, we can absolutely catch now the move on our Victory Bell. Look at that, absolutely wonderful. Catching a move on a Shadow Glassy Pokemon is always pretty nice. At the very end they have a Jellicent, and since we can do so much damage with the Razor Leaves, we do not care a lot about those charge attacks. So Stakataka now able to completely farm down, and in the process Ferrothorn now is energy dry, so we managed to complete this battle with an amazing victory. Into the next game now with the Empoleon up in front. I was like, okay, we can stay in, but they got Waterfall. Are you kidding me? The matchmaking is horrible. Now with the RLAs we managed to get a little bit of extra pressure on their end, and I guess that Fairwind also adds up in damage on Mandibuzz, so that is gonna be kinda good. Kinda. So this individual battle will take a little bit extra time to be unfolded, so throughout this entire time, about 10 seconds, I want to inform you that you can always support me even more than a subscribe or a like on this video, which is also appreciated. But still, if you want to support even more, feel free to become a member. This is gonna unlock you some special perks, and one of them is getting early access on my videos, which is pretty great if you ask me. So anyways, I want to thank you all, and now let's return into the commentary as we're going down to the Mandibuzz. But overall, you saw here that we also got the shield, so with the shield advantage we can easily move on from this Mandibuzz, and since we have already drawn out one counter that Victory Bell might be having, now we can easily switch out on our Pokemon to completely destroy them down. However, they got a Charmer at the very end, and we cannot do a lot of things here. Anyways, now with the Leaf Blade we managed to get that final shield out of play, and I made the crucial mistake at this point. I went for the extra damage with my Razor Leaves when I should have gotten to the complete farm down with a little bit more HP remaining on Ninetales. That way we could farm more energy with our Stakataka, and that loss could have been turned around to a victory. So yeah, trainers, sometimes you do mistakes and you need to accept them and move forward by learning from your mistakes. So overall now we're just gonna keep going at it with a Dragonair on Shadow mode for the next battle, as we're having a ton of action by our steel typing. Stone Edge here is gonna do a lot of damage, they need to respect it, and of course gonna draw a shield as I'm trying to catch one move and most probably the Aqua Tail. However, my opponent will not fall for this, and they're having now a Shadow Zapdos. Whenever I face Shadow Zapdos, I always showcase it for you trainers, so I guess that this is a pretty nice entertaining match. Drill Peck here, and on the CMP they fire off their second one. That was pretty good energy management, but at the same time we can easily farm down with those rock throws, so Stakataka is definitely having the upper hand. Now with Steelix coming into the game, and this is what I like about this Pokemon. It still has answers for those steel types. Look at the damage output, absolutely insane, and now by getting the move on our Pokemon we can still guarantee the farm down. I decide to take the first Psychic Fangs because after the debuff the second one could have done a lot of damage, and now with the Dragonair coming into the game we still go down because yeah, Dragonair is already on the move, and that is a pretty close loss. Into the next game with another dragon type, this time Goodra. So on the switch we're meeting up with Quagsire, and I'm pretty glad that they're gonna throw energy here because we can easily survive it, while in the process we can keep farming down. Now with Goodra coming back to the game, we can easily hold down this Pokemon with our Stakataka, and perhaps they do not even have Aqua Tail. So right here I'm just gonna go for the move. I want to go for a charge attack before they switch out, just to draw at least a shield out of them, and this is looking fantastically good. So I'm just gonna block the move, and guess what? It is a Draco Meteor, no Aqua Tail at all. They have now Poliwrath at the very end, and I'm just gonna get my hands on the early move because after the Icy Wind we might be in a pickle. So we managed to draw the shield out of the game. This is pretty awesome for us, and now we can easily get hit by this Icy Wind. In the process, Energy Ball will connect for a lot of damage even though we are debuffed. Look at that, already on the red, but Poliwrath is still kinda scary for us. So I decide to block here, gonna reach now to the Aerial Ace right on the perfect timing before they get their hands on another Icy Wind, and since they cannot farm down that easily, our bulk will allow us to get on the Aerial Ace and finish off Goodra in a very nice vibe. Into the next battle now, trainers, with the Frostlass, and we finally catch a break against a very good lead. My opponent is staying in, so perhaps they have another Pokemon weak on my rock moves. So I guess that they might be having something like a Mandibuzz, but let's see first. With the farm down, it's the moment of truth, and Scrafty emerges. This is absolutely horrible for my Stakataka, and I'm just gonna switch out on my Jumbluff. I guess we can have the upper hand by absolutely completely walling them down, while they're having access now on that Brave Bird to one-shot me down. It doesn't matter at all, Stakataka can still finish off the remaining HP that this Pidgeot is having, and I guess with my Victory Bell we can easily farm down whatever remains from that Scrafty. Now with the Stone Edge we can apply some pressure on the shields, even though that was not needed at all, while I'm trying to get on another Stone Edge. So my opponent here is gonna try to snipe me down, I guess, with a foul play, but they have so much energy that I need to let at least one move go through. Now with that move they can easily farm down right after, and yeah, that is kinda of a big mess up because I was expecting to have a very easy victory, but my opponent absolutely outplayed me with that Scrafty. Into the next game now with that Victory Bell up in front, we managed to catch the move. That was a Leaf Blade version, actually a magical leaf going for the Leaf Blade on our Jumbluff. So Jumbluff here will most probably survive whatever move this Hypno is gonna throw, and even the Fire Punch can be absolutely taken by our Pokemon. So now with the Energy Ball we managed to do some extra pressure and damage on the end, also getting the debuff on the defense, which allows us to get to the next Aerial Ace to finish them down. So we managed to grab a shield out of the game. Jumbluff has already done its job, and now we most likely have no other weakness for our Victory Bell. The setup is ready, so Fire Punch here can easily be tanked while Swampert joins the party. Guess what? Now they have a Victory Bell which is severely hurt, a Swampert which is just gonna get deleted, so they will just back out from this battle since they have nothing else to throw up against my Victory Bell. Into the next game now with the Galvantula up in front. This is a terrible lead for them, and now we're seeing the switch out on Grident. Whatever happens, we need to maintain that very good lead for our team. So Jumpluff really has to do a lot of work here because we're talking about Grident, which is a pretty spammy Pokemon. As you can see, they're getting their hands on those crunches as they're trying to get ahead with a debuff, but this is not gonna work at all. This strategy, I mean. So Body Slam now will come through, and from the damage output I can only imagine that we can survive one more with this since those mud shots are gonna do only one damage. So now with the RLAs on the Galvantula we managed to apply some pressure on the end. This is a Shadow Pokemon after all, and before we reach to another one they farm us down. So even if that's gonna be a discharge, I'm pretty much willing to take the risk, and now with Quagsire remaining we can absolutely surprise them with Victory Bell and get this victory. Gyarados now for the final battle, and this is a Pokemon that I really want to try out. So next video perhaps we're gonna see Stakataka here with a lot of action. Takataka, let's get it with those rock throws. Now on the switch we're meeting up with Serperior, and I'm just gonna get my hands on the Stone Edge. A lot of damage, I'm just kidding, they're gonna block, and now I'm gonna switch out on my Jumpluff. So Jumpluff with Serperior is gonna be kind of a weird battle because we're just gonna exchange RLAces, and at the same time we're both grass types, so you can only tell here that shields are coming up from my opponent. They definitely want to have the upper hand with the switch advantage, but I guess that Jumpluff can survive much easier than Fan Whips, and also we're much bulkier. Look at how easy it is for us to survive the next move and at the same time guarantee the knockout with the RLAs. So here comes the move, now gonna get my hands on that RLAs, but they end up catching on Gyarados. This is a fine catch to be honest because they're still gonna get destroyed down by my rock throws, and I realize here that perhaps I need to return to the battle with my Stakataka, charging up a little bit of extra energy just to reach to a charge attack, just in case they have a weird Pokemon remaining at the very end, and that weird Pokemon is Pelipper. Right on the 5th wing attack I am able to catch the move on my Victory Bell, and in the process we can apply even more pressure with the Razor Leaf, so Shadow Victory Bell for the win for the final one. That is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for sticking around till the end. It really means a lot for my channel. Before you go, leave a huge like, subscribe to my content, and I hope to see you all into the next one.